Hi everyone. I've been chatting to a few clients lately about primitive reflexes. So the one that I've got a couple of videos already on here for is called the Moro reflex. The Moro reflex sets up in utero, so in the womb, between say 4 to 6 weeks, and basically it's designed to get the core muscles working so that babies can crawl out the birth canal. Obviously in the Western world these days we have about 1 in 3 kids who is born with cesarean section. So what it can do is mess up the ability of that baby to get rid of the Moro reflex. It's then supposed to settle down after we're born. Now the Moro reflex is about fight and flight. It's about keeping them alive in the world. It's that thing babies do where their face goes red, they clench their arms, they go ah, and they scream. That is the Moro reflex. As an adult, you know if someone's got a Moro reflex, the door slams up, go your arms. That's the Moro reflex. You're watching Alien with a cup of tea, and even though you've seen it 15 times before, you're sipping away and your mate says, hey, you better put your tea down, that bit's coming up, and even though you put the tea down, ah! So the Moro reflex is an unconscious pattern. It's stored in the unconscious part of the brain. And that's why if you have anxiety or stress or panic attacks or even allergies and auditory stuff, oh my goodness, it's so often that people come in and they say, oh yeah, my child just can't stand any noise. You know, so garbage trucks going by or doors slamming or the TV being too loud or there are other kids racing around their house making noise. So things that are normal for most of us, the auditory Moro reflex can also be messing with them. So check out the Moro reflex if any of that. Another primitive reflex down the track is called the Palmar reflex, and it really is about the palms. So when we are writing, you know, in theory, we should have a nice little pencil grip, you know, so we should be able to tuck the pencils. And I was just commenting to someone the other day that I see all sorts of weird pencil grips these days. People sort of grab the whole thing, they sort of do all sorts of weird things, they almost write upside down. So there's all sorts of reflexes involved in that, asymmetrical tonic neck writing reflexes. Like for example, asymmetrical tonic neck writing reflex is something that I have. So it means that I have a hard time crossing my midline and then writing neatly across. I'm much better off having the paper on this side and writing uphill. And that's because of my tonic neck writing reflexes out of whack. So something amongst my crawling when I was a baby, because that's what it's about. You know, once we start moving, it's about getting that correct crawl going. It's about walking. It's about doing all these things in sequence that helps to set the brain so that we can do things as adults. So anyway, asymmetric tonic neck writing reflex down the track. But for today, I wanted to talk about the Palmar reflex. And this one, you know, where kids hit a spot maybe around 5-6 months old where they grip onto everything, they grip onto hair, they grip onto things, and it's almost impossible to get it out, and then they hate it when you take it off them. So they just think you're being mean, whereas quite often it's something they're not supposed to have. So the Palmar reflex, the exercise to help with that is basically about the hands and the feet. So I know this is a bad angle, sorry about that, but it's about the hands and the feet. And basically to help to do this exercise, what you need to do, and it's nice and simple, and it's about clenching and splaying your hands and your feet. So let's go for it. So firstly, clench, hands and feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then relax. Then stretch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, both at the same time, then relax. Then clench, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then relax. Then stretch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then relax. Then clench, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically what you need to do is do the combination 3 times. So you do the stretch and you do the clench and you do that combination 3 times, 5 seconds each. Now, the reason that is different and the brain recognises it as a primitive reflex is because You don't normally do that in life. When was the last time you clenched your hands and feet together? Or you stretched your hands and feet together? So your brain knows something interesting is going on there. So what it's doing is trying to go through the brain, all the little parts of the brain that store memory on how to do things, and it goes into the base of the brain where our primitive reflexes are stored. And that is where the Palmar reflex is stored. And basically then it goes, oh, hang on, you want me to do some work with that? Because if it's been jammed from the time we're 6, 12 months old, it's probably left it exactly the way it is. Anyway, have a go at it. See if it improves your handwriting. See whether your handwriting becomes neater. See whether doing things with your hands become easier by releasing this primitive reflex. Anyway, happy Monday. Hope you all have a fantastic day. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye.